Tonight on Redeye, spider people, dangerous freaks, or just the next stage of human evolution. Plus, does President Obama think Americans are playing too much volleyball?
The president's made clear that that circumstance is unacceptable to him.
And finally, the Statue of Liberty. Is this national landmark really a secret Illuminati headquarters? We'll get to the bottom of it. None of these stories on Redeye tonight.
And now let's welcome our guest. Well, I'm here tonight with the tiny but terrible Dana Perino, former White House press secretary, one of my co-hosts on The Five, and a convicted arsonist. It's true. Oh, look, it's TV's Andy Levy. Georgia attorney, yes, they have them there, Patrick Millsaps. And sitting right next to me, comedian Tom Shalhoub. His latest and hopefully his last comedy album is called Don't Force It. Wish he wouldn't.
A-Block, the lead. That's the first story. We waited for an hour on chat roulette and you never showed, Greg. What gives?
Many things do. They take note of what kids wrote. Well, the New York Times, whatever that is, reports that more colleges are peaking at the online presence of its applicants, according to research from Kaplan Test Prep, or KTP to the pros. 31% of admissions officers say they have checked out the teen's Facebook or other social media page, a 5 percentage point increase from last year. Doesn't seem like a lot, but anyway, 30% say they have gleaned info online that has hurt an applicant's chances. Ha! As one critic of the practice noted, quote, often false and misleading content online is taken as fact. For more, let's go live to Redeye's youth and education correspondent. I don't know about you, Andy, but that's got to be the most adorable dog I've ever seen.
I thought that was absolutely fantastic. I think all dogs should do that.
Yeah, all dogs. Yeah. And that is just, but that is clearly the greatest dog I've ever seen. Hey, Dana.
It's not American, though.
Oh, really? Oh. Really? Why are you?
Well, that dog clearly was not an American.
No,
it's too dumb.
Yeah, it's a Scottish Terrier, I believe. Dana,
it's a Westie, actually.
It's a Westie. That's right. Can you judge a person by their Twitter feed? And if so, what would you?
Do you want to be judged by your Twitter feed, Greg?
Well, I mean, that's what's happening, correct?
That's right. I think that these people that are doing the admissions would be, it'd be a dereliction of duty if they weren't checking. And I do feel sorry for some of these kids that are growing up in a world where they've never had a private thought. Yeah. They express and share everything. But I did think that there might be a business opportunity here. If you could create an app for, I don't know, however much money you could imagine. How much is it worth to you as a parent to be able to completely erase your teenager's online social media life? And then you just, you get one pass. You declare social media bankruptcy, and then you're done. And then you have to, then you can, from then on, you have to be a good person.
You know what's funny, though? That would create a word arms race where there's another service that would pay even more money to keep it there. Yeah. Exactly. And you go, well, I will put $10,000 to get rid of it. And then somebody who wants that applicant's position will pay another $11 grand. It will never stop until we blow each other's.
The entrepreneurial spirit is alive and well in America, right here on Redeye.
It is. Or it could just be Tom's body odor. I don't know. Tom, I love your blazer. What is it?
I call this blazer Phil. Short for Philip.
Yeah, that's great. Should admissions officers be nosing around Facebook pages?
Yeah, why not? I mean, it's out there.
Yes.
But I do feel bad, like Dana, I feel bad for these kids because they don't know, you're not thinking ahead when you're young.
That's true.
But it's interesting, why don't you think, you mentioned, Dana, that the parents would be able to use this app that you envision, but why not the kids? Wouldn't they want to scrub their own feed?
Well, they seem not to know well enough, right? Because parents want their kids to get into a really good school, they want them to get a great job, and they'll be willing to say, look, okay, I'm going to pay off your student loan, or I'm going to pay off the credit card debt as long as you're good from here on out.
I think that, they're too involved anyway in their kids' lives, and these kids who are on their insurance until they're 26 years old. I mean, let them run their own lives. But I do feel bad because Twitter is a profane medium. It's vulgar. And, to kind of get ahead in Twitter, I mean, ask Andy, you have to be profane and vulgar.
Yes. It really has. It has replaced the porn industry. It's the porn industry for your brain, and I'm disgusted. Patrick, have you ever looked at the online presence of job applicants and not just like staring at their picture to see if they're sexy, but, look into them and find out what they're doing before you hire them?
I've actually answered that question on my Twitter feed,
Yes.
which of course you and Andy wouldn't know because you're such Twitter purists that you won't follow anybody unverified.
Yeah.
Dana knows the answer, and ever since she's followed me, it's changed her life. And $25 to the control room if you put my Twitter right here.
Yeah. Not happening.
25 bucks?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, this is. Everybody, look, there are actually services now when you strike a jury, you can hire, or when you get a jury pool, there are companies that will scour the entire social network to find out more about your jury pool. So I mean,
you could like throw the game on the jury service and like get something out there to make sure that you're never chosen on a jury.
Yeah.
You could do
Probably
that.
have.
Yeah, like
America.
for example, posting thousands and thousands of photos of your dog, which suggests a certain kind of psychosis that you wouldn't allow on a jury.
Who would ever do that,
That'd be
Greg?
great. I don't know. I'd be fine with that.
Dana, what would you say about the psychosis of people who have things covering their face on their Twitter feeds? Like,
That's a weird thing.
It's weird, isn't it?
No, it's actually it's
masks, bags.
It's something that I like to wear on the weekends. Andy, should teens know better or should they know worse? I like teens who know worse because that makes them vulnerable.
Sure. Look, I sort of agree. Good for colleges for checking this stuff out. I have to say, I think people's social media output is probably a lot more honest than their college admissions packets are.
I think so too.
So,
I think that's you're seeing the true person because the person that the person they lead the story with, she was writing during a presentation of orientation of other possible students that wanted to go to this college. She was actually tweeting negative things about her fellow students.
Right.
And they caught her, and if you don't want that kind of negative energy,
right? And I think that's a
decide.
better insight into someone's personality than them making up their extracurricular activities and their charity
padding their
work
resume.
the way Greg does. Also, the thing is, you keep talking about these things to erase people's accounts. Almost, I think every social media type has a way that you can make your account private. Make your account private while you're applying for college, if nothing else. Lock down your Twitter account, lock down your Facebook account, lock down your Instagram, and
but what's the point then of having it private if you don't really want to?
Then only your friends, only the people that you want following you can see
I'd only have like 3 people then.
Yes.
Well,
that is a shame, Dana. We've learned a while ago that you have no friends in New York.
I do have to say that one of the problems with this is if college is going to do this, and I think they're going to do it more and more, and teenagers should be aware of this, I hope they're looking at the people's social media output sort of in toto, all of it. Instead
what does the band have to do with it?
Because I like the band. I try to name drop it whenever I can. Because the problem is if they see maybe there's 1 or 2 regrettable tweets or Instagram pictures, and it would suck if that ruined a person's chance to get into a good college. You got to look at the whole thing.
Here's before we move on, 2 things. We are lucky. Like this stuff didn't come along until our 30s or 50s, Tom, and so that we weren't young enough to make stupid mistakes. I've said this before. If I was 18, 16, I would have no future. The thoughts that I had were horrible and deviant, and also the kids these days do not. If you tell them you can't say that, they don't understand that. The idea of decor has been lost. Like they swear wherever they go. They don't understand like why can't I swear on Twitter? And I go because it's.
I know, but why can't they? I mean, it's all over television, movies,
you're right.
everything else. Why can't they?
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
That you said kids these days.
Kids,
That's great.
I am extremely old and sad.